What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. Aftersound here, and we bring you Splinterlands content every single day. We also stream over on Twitch daily at This Is Aftersound, so come by, say hello. We do giveaways every stream, and we do giveaways every week here on the channel. All you got to do is leave your in-game username in the comments section, and I'll pick out my favorite ones every single week. So we had the Town Hall. It has been rebranded to the Town Hall this morning, Friday, November 19th. And this is obviously taking place or has replaced the AMAs. But now I really like the professionalism of it, because a lot of these bigger companies or corporations will have town halls that are more usually, is that even a term? Or I'll just say usually, that are usually private or just for the company themselves. But they have turned these very public and obviously broadcasted AMAs now into town halls, and I think that's awesome. So very cool to see the organization that is becoming more organized. I was going to say the organization of the team and a lot of these things being implemented. We've seen many more new faces now, and we're starting to really get a good idea of who is bringing us this awesome game. So really excited about that. And it was much needed after the it was much needed after we did not have the AMA, or now we'll call it Town Hall, last week. So we have about 5 days left. Before I jump into my 5 biggest takeaways, we have about 5 days left. I want to check the leaderboard here, because I believe we have the total packs purchased, which is at 602,000. So we're just over 60% and slowly getting there. And it looks like 81,000 of the bonus packs or 81,000 packs are going to be taken out of the general sale pool for this so far. So as it stands, that general sale, whenever it begins sometime in January, most likely, is going to be 81,079 packs short of the 12 million that are set aside for it. But this is crazy. We are starting to see some very heavy spenders come through. We saw the leaderboards now passing 10K packs. And so, yeah, this is going to be very exciting. Obviously, I think I talked about card auctions as one of the bigger pools that I had mentioned, and I know Dwayne Cunningham had done a couple of videos on. So I really hope they can make it up there. And if I have a chance to get my hands on any more vouchers, I will. I have to figure out what the process is, but if I have a chance to get my hands on any more vouchers, I might just jump in, just for the movement, just to be part of something bigger than myself. So we shall see. I'm kind of strapped right now, and like I said, my last video, I don't want to overextend myself. So we'll see how things go. The SPS is up today. Actually, the whole crypto market is up today. So voucher prices have seemed to rebound as well. And so I guess I missed my opportunity to buy some of those vouchers going for like $15 US yesterday. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the town hall, or the 5 biggest takeaways. Again, this is not a recap. I highly recommend people give it a listen, whether you're a player, whether you're an investor, or both. They make this information publicly available. The one caveat that I will say, and the reminder, and I spoke about this several weeks ago, is that whatever you hear here, whatever you hear in the town hall, I have to get used to keep calling this town hall, but whatever you hear, just remember, it is not finalized. I kind of branded it as incomplete information, but at least we know where the team is going, right? We know where the team is going, or at least what the general direction is. And I think that's fantastic, because we can start to hopefully make some educated guesses. But just keep in mind that until there's a white paper, until there's something out, we don't know, or an official announcement, we just don't know what the final plan is going to be. All right, so here is my usual visual to help me, and notes, or notes for me and visual to help you guys. Oh, man, it's Friday. The notes to help me and the visual for you guys. All right, 5 biggest takeaways for me. Number 1, and this has been such a hot topic, I love the fact that they just addressed this large purchase plan between the guilds and what people had been calling the private sale. I love that they addressed it head on, right? And so one of the things that really caught my attention was they have created, or at least have spoken about, implementing not a by the million pack quota, but a by the time, right? So how do I explain that better? Basically, the airdrops are going to be every million packs, right? That was the original plan. But now, if there is this fear of packs selling out, or if these large public sales or large, the large purchases from guilds or even pools now start to eat up into that first 1 million, what Yabamat mentioned, and again, it's not finalized, but I think it's a very creative solution. Rather than, oh, you have to be part of that first or that million cutoff, now it's going to be if you buy within the first 24 hours or whatever the case is, right? Not finalized and we don't know yet, but I thought that was a very creative solution. And it just shows the team is listening. And the video that I made last week, I was letting you guys know the team is not trying to screw people over, but they are trying to court some of these larger guilds. And I told you there was just no way. All of that reaction to it was way overblown, because the truth of the matter is they're not trying to alienate the players here. And I think that this was an awesome solution. And if I can just take it a step back, right? Because everybody's been calling it the private sale, and I'm glad that Aggie mentioned, I hate that it's being called a private sale, because the truth is it never was a private sale. Right? It never was a private sale. What is a private sale? A private sale would have been them announcing, or them not even announcing, right, that a guild had come in and they had brokered a deal with them all under the table, or all, I shouldn't even say under the table because that makes it sound shady, but it's just something that was done completely behind the scenes with one of these guilds that had come in, and they did not share the details with the public. But that wasn't the case. In fact, what Aggie was doing was making it very public, because what did he do? He mentioned it in the Mav channel, which, not everybody can chat in, but we can all read it and have access to it. And he said, I'm paraphrasing and trying to remember it as best as I can, but it was along the lines of, all these guilds are coming to me for large purchase benefits, right? So if I remember, he was hesitant in saying that I don't usually like to do it, but if people want to pool together, they can. Meaning that there was private interest coming to him, and rather than him dealing specifically with those people or only with those people, he went very public about it and said, well, hey, I'm talking about having these deals with these other people. If you want to get in on this, I guess we will have it so that it doesn't just need to be individuals. If we're having guilds here, if people want to pool their resources together, and this is, as I've said, one of the most organized and galvanized communities that I've ever seen, so it makes sense that we're seeing all of these very organized, very well-run pools. That's what he was doing. So it has never been a private sale. And I actually took issue with that for a while, because I'm just like, it's never been a private sale, if I remember Aggie's original post about that. So I'm glad that they addressed it head on. I'm hoping that this is the last time we are going to hear about it, because again, the team has heard you. The team knows. And it's good that people were vocal about it. I'm not trying to say that you shouldn't have spoken up. What I didn't appreciate as a member of this community was seeing a lot of people completely either lose faith, not give the team the benefit of the doubt, and actually really say some insulting and offensive things, in my opinion, right? Where some things were just like, oh, these guys are all crooks, these thieves, they're just trying to steal, they're just trying to do whatever. And it's just like, no, that's really not the ethos of the game. And if you've been around for a while, that's not the ethos of the game, the ethos of the team, or the ethos of the community. So the vibe has always been way better than that. And I'm just glad that they addressed it head on. And those are my final thoughts on it. I hope we never have to speak about it again. I'm sure we will, just as we get details. But here's the thing. If you want to get in on that, I'm sure there are many, many opportunities. Either you can start your own pool, or I know and have heard of other pools being created. Again, that's a risk that people are taking, but it's available to anybody. And I think that's all we can ask for, is the equality of opportunity. All right. So number 2, vouchers will, this is something that Yabamat mentioned, which really, really caught my attention. But they're talking about how, we have 600,000 packs already purchased. And what happens if we don't, the remaining 40% of vouchers for the presale, why would anybody hold on to them, right? Why would we not get to that 1 million packs sold outside of, there being either dormant accounts or, whatever the cases are, people having fractions of vouchers and wanting to continue to hold them rather than sell them? I can understand that. But for the most part, if people have completed vouchers or work to get completed vouchers, why would you hold it? Because, as Yabamet said, vouchers will never be more valuable than they are right now in this pre-sale. And so that made me be like, oh, wow, voucher prices are just going to absolutely tank after this pre-sale. And then obviously until we know what other utilities will be applied to the vouchers in, post Chaos Legion sales, at some point it's just going to have a $4 ceiling. And I think I covered that before, because it's only going to be available or the only utility it'll be during the general sale, not phase 2, but the general sale is that it'll get you the bonus packs, which, yeah, look, if you have a voucher, then that bonus pack is free. But if you're going to go buy a voucher, why would you pay more than $4 for a pack to buy a voucher to get a bonus pack? You know what I mean? So, that made me really think about the value of vouchers in the long term. We already knew that they might be coming now, but to hear it voiced in this way, vouchers will never be more valuable than the pre-sale, and that might have just been not a dramatization of it, but it's just, he's right. The most benefits that you get are right now. Now, that's not to say that they won't have, cyclical value, as in once Rift Watchers or maybe Rebellion comes out, then all of a sudden vouchers will increase in value again, because we're going through the cycle of releasing a new expansion, and therefore whatever benefits come through will be, that might be desirable by people, therefore driving up the value of SPS and therefore driving up the value of vouchers. So just thought that was an interesting, not even side comment, but just something that I heard that I couldn't kind of let go. All right, number 3, lower collection power requirements for modern format. People have been asking me about this, and the truth is I had not heard anything about it until now. I'd heard rumors, but today Aggie brought it, or so it was brought up in one of the questions. Aggie had Cryptomancer, I believe, type in a response, because Cryptomancer wasn't speaking on the town hall, but what we know is that the collection power will be lower for modern format, though we don't know the details yet. So again, nothing finalized, but there was a confirmation that the collection power requirements will be lower, which actually makes a ton of sense, because the collection power for Chaos Legion in general is like half to 1/4 of Untamed, right? So it would mean that you would need to acquire way more Chaos Legion cards to attain that same value overall. So I'm glad that they confirmed this. We'll wait to see what the full details are, but made sense, and I'm glad that they're going through with it. All right, the last two were more, I guess, just stuff that's further out. One thing was the SPS governance. It's really cool to hear Yabamat and Hardpoint talking about SPS governance coming through and becoming, SPS was meant to be a governance token, right? DEC is the currency. And while SPS is starting to be used as a currency in many ways, the intention was always for it to be a governance token, meaning that for each SPS token that you have and that you are staking, you get a vote. And, the full details of how this is going to work aren't up there yet. But ideally, or, in theory, what would happen is if you are an SPS holder, or if you are one of the people, if you're an SPS holder and SPS staker, you can make proposals on changes to the game, to the cards, whatever the case is, and then the community as a whole. And when I say community, let me actually scale that back. Not the community, but all of the SPS stakers will be able to vote on it based on the amount that they're staking, right? So 1 vote per token. So obviously the more that you hold, the better. And if you want to have more influence in these kinds of things, then you should definitely be stacking and staking your SPS. And lastly, there's been a ton of excitement about land in Splinterlands. You can hear the enthusiasm just oozing from all of the team members, especially since they're I think Yabamet shared something with Hardpoint, and I love the fact that they're gamers too, right? They're gamers first and then developers second in a way, where they're just super excited about this, which that enthusiasm is contagious. And obviously I feel it. Bought a plot of land a month or so ago. and I can't wait for it to come through and be part of something. But the news was that while it may launch in Q1, really their focus is going to be on the Chaos Legion release, and we probably won't get land in until Q2 of next year. So that's looking to be at least 4 months away, which makes sense because there's still so much happening between now and Q2, like we'll just say April of next year. When you think about the fact that we're going to go through this the phase 2 sale of Chaos Legion packs, that'll go through probably anywhere from mid to late January, or at least, probably sometime around mid-January if it goes from December 8th to January 8th. But that won't end until until all 2 million packs have been sold. So that could be some extra time there. And then mid-January, if if Chaos Legion sells out in minutes or hours or whatever, like some people are predicting, then yeah, there's going to be this weird time period where everybody's going to be waiting for what's next. But it's really interesting to hear both, there was a question that was directed at both the founders, Agrod and Yaba Matt, talking about what do they realistically think and what do they want in terms of the Chaos Legion sale and how quickly, it sells out. And Yaba Matt has been, while obviously for hype, it's awesome, right? And for press, it's awesome, and they acknowledge that. But for the long term, they're both saying that it'd be better for players to be able to have access to these packs over a longer period of time. Will that happen? I don't know, but Yaba Matt, oddly enough, and maybe he's just maybe he's just tempering his expectations a little bit, which I can fully respect, but he's thinking that this will take like at least a month, or at least that's what I remember from what he was saying, and that he would be shocked if it was sold out like within 24 hours. So, I think that there's a lot of hype right now. I think the hype is warranted, but it's hard to quantify financials, like a dollar value to this hype, because people can be excited about a game, but if the people who are excited about the game don't have the money to back it up, then we're all thinking this thing is going to sell out. But if the dollars just aren't there, or crypto at some point, if the Bitcoin or the crypto just is not there to back it up and sell this thing out, which again, 12 million packs at $4 a pop is going to be $48 million, or slightly less than $48 million. There's a lot of money floating around in crypto, but there's also a lot of games, there's a lot of projects, and who knows where we will be in terms of a market cycle. That's the other thing that I've been thinking about too, is who knows where we will be in terms of a market cycle by, mid-January of next year. Because as we've seen before, cycle top could happen for Bitcoin and the rest of crypto between now and then. And obviously, we won't know that we're fully in a bear market for some time, but still, if people have started selling out of their positions, they might just be taking a step back from crypto overall, right? So again, that's kind of outside the scope of this and what I was trying to cover, but landing Q2 and SPS governance coming soon, which I think that's going to add a lot of value to SPS as we start to see some maybe game-changing or even just small proposals come through. And a lot of players who have some SPS realize that, like, hey, this game means a lot to me, and I've been spending so much, buying cards or doing this or whatever the case is. Let me reallocate some of this more to SPS so that I feel like I have a bigger say in this. So not that this is a price prediction at all for SPS, but we know this is another utility that will be coming to SPS, right? So something that I think would drive value to the token, and hopefully that gets reflected in the price long term. But as we go along, I think as SPS becomes more and more valuable, and not from a dollar perspective, but just as it becomes more utilized within the game, and we know that staking for players is coming through, and we know that there's a lot of big plans for SPS in the future. As those things start to come to fruition, or we start to get ideas for how they can be implemented, or we start implementing them ourselves, then that to me is where the long-term value of SPS is. And as the player base grows, as more and more people want SPS, that's when I think the price will go up. So I don't know when that'll happen, and I don't know what that curve looks like, but this to me is one of the biggest no-brainer holds, right? Like, just Just grab as much SPS as you can, as you're comfortable with, stake it at 50% APR, and just chill. And just chill. Keep restaking, keep compounding. And if you trust where this game is going, if you trust in the team, I don't think that you will be in a bad position in months or years from now, right? And again, the beautiful thing about SPS is that unlike Bitcoin, it's going to get you value in the game, right? Not only is it going to stake at 50% APR, but there's going to be different things that you'll be able to do, different benefits, the first of which was this voucher system for Chaos Legion. And the voucher system will be ongoing beyond that too. So, all right, that's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys had a chance to catch the town hall. And yeah, I will be back with more content for you very soon. So thanks again for everybody for being here. I will see you all in the next video, and I will see you around the game. Have a great rest of your day.